course. And this is Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. I know, I know. What's so happy about that when Monday follows? I get it. But here's the thing, we come together every week and we cheer each other up and we get some gas for our tank. Forgot to finish the rest of my tea. Excuse me. I was going to see if we could get something of value from my teacup, okay, for our reading today. Happy, happy, happy day. All I can say to you guys, I know things can always get worse, So we're always here to cheer each other on and to come together on Sunday to find all things Libra out that we can to help us with our week, okay? So let me start by cleansing my hands. And as you come in, please do greet me, say hello to me. Let's start with some incense, okay? And we're going to just burn any negative energy away. Can I get this on? You know what? I got it on. Let's see if it'll burn it. So tell me about yourselves, please, as you're coming in. Tell me where you're viewing me from, whether it's America or somewhere else. What city, town, etc. Whatever you want to share with us, okay? And accept this blessing, cleansing here. As usual, when we start our Sunday session, we normally start with, and I hope I didn't put myself as unlisted here because I don't see anybody coming on, but I'm going to keep on chattering. And if I see nobody coming, then I will go ahead and log out and log back in. Okay. It is a live reading. So we're going to start with our Sunday prayer. Okay. Today's prayer. We always do that. No matter what, we always do that. Okay. It says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep for you alone. Lord, make me dwell in safety." Right? I had to take a breath for that one, guys, because literally, there's war coming all around us, right? Happening, I should say, all around us. And so people are not in the best of moods, right? Who wants to see their child go to war or their loved one go to war, etc. Right? I get it. I do get it. Hi there. Please make sure that you can hear me. Let me know. And so nobody wants to send their child off to something like that, unfortunate as it may be. Okay. But know that when you go to sleep, there's something that I've been wanting to get because I love the saying, but I haven't found the perfect size. It says, "Go to sleep and leave all your problems to God." That's what it literally says. And it's on pillowcases. And I'm like, well, gosh, I'm going to wash that so often, it's going to wash it, and make it dull. But that's true. Again, in peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. And that's Psalms 4:8. Okay. So that's our prayer for today. And, guys, it doesn't matter to me what religion you are. Like I always tell you all, this channel is not about religion necessarily, it's about tarot, but we are about positive energy and positive growth. So I hope that you will be open to that. And if not, it's okay. Maybe another channel will feed you. Okay. Let's see with our angel cards. We just want one for angel cards, please. Message for today. Please and thank you. And hello, everyone. As you're joining me, hello, please. And thank you. Let's see. Let's see what this one tells us. The angel of patience. Oof. Are we not being patient today? Story of my life. Yes. It says, "My patience creates miracles in my life." And it's a beautiful one. I'll show it to you guys as soon as I'm done. Trying to figure out what she has in her hand. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Okay. "With the quality of patience," it says, "we will know how to follow the energy flow towards the success of our accomplishments, moment by moment, step by step. If we allow a loving peace and patience to come through without expecting things to happen rapidly, we will become aware that everything we do has a real value nature gives us the greatest example of loving patience through the wonderful treasures that it creates. And so she's creating something right there. I thought it was an easel, but it looks more like she's doing some kind of macrame. At least that's what it looks like to me, guys. Okay? So, yeah, amazingly today, I know I'm wearing green. Bear with me. Amazingly enough, today I was told that there wasn't a motivational today. However, what there is a topic. Today's theme is green. And so as I was praying before I came on, I was like, okay, so what things are associated with green? Well, we all say money, right? Money is the first thing that comes to our mind with green, right? The greenback. But at the same time, I mean, like the plants behind me, right? Plants are green, but also the heart chakra is the color green, and it's for expansion. When we work on our heart chakra, it's a lot to do with healing. Okay, I'm going to give you that. But also the more open that your heart is, the more that you receive. And I know I'm not I'm gonna do a disclaimer right here. I'm not you know, evangelic, whatever you call them, but I'm here to tell you that the chakras, when they're aligned, right, they're open and they're turning correctly and they're working for your behalf, on your behalf, in a positive way. So the more you open your heart, and leave old things in the past behind you that maybe didn't work for your greater good or didn't work out the way that you wanted them to, totally get that, man. What a bummer, right? I've been there. And sometimes it's your heart desire that does not work out the way you want it. So we tend to close ourselves off. But remember, be very careful with closing yourself off, because that close off your finances, that close off the energy flow. So if everything is blocked, then it doesn't turn. That wheel does not turn. Okay. So here's the grease for today so that it can start turning again for those that needed to hear that message. Your heart center, as it expands, you feel joy, you express joy, and you give joy. I think somebody is throwing arrows in the backyard, which you're not supposed to be doing, guys, because it's illegal. But I can't help it if he's making noise. This young man that's very lost likes to do things that are out of the ordinary, that are against the law. And I think he's very wayward because, well, he's just one of those people that does not like rules. So if you hear a thud, I apologize, it's him. So back to what I was saying. So we do have to learn that our spiritual center, because I feel, since they asked what is the greatest gift, and what was the answer that God gave? Love is the greatest gift. If you're like me and you do tarot, or you can see through various modalities, right, of tools, or even in your mind's eye, right, if you are someone like myself that is an empath, then you have to be open and receptive. Something that God wanted to put on my heart last time, and I didn't talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it right now. There are some, for those that have been wondering, there are some people that are autistic, and there are some people that are what's it, schizophrenics, right? That are gifted. Some of the things they see, some of the things they do show us that they're listening, or they're communicating with higher powers. One, on the autistic folks, I've noticed that they smile a lot. They smile a lot, and they tend to be somewhere else. Okay. With the schizophrenic folks, unfortunately, that they have this disorder. I'm going to call it disorder. But at the same time, can you imagine someone who does both are empath and schizophrenic at the same time, and then people are telling them, and disclaimer, not a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, not an MD, people are telling them, don't be telling folks that you hear things or that you see things, because they're going to lock you up in a padded room. And I laugh only because for the longest time I couldn't tell people myself, that I see things, like the movie The Sixth Sense. I see dead people because people tend to freak out. Like, on the one hand, they're very free-handed with their verbiage. Oh, I love supernatural stuff, blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh yeah, the devil exists. Oh yeah, XYZ. But then when you really present them with the real thing, they're like, oh, you're a fraud, you're a fake, you're a charlatan, you don't really, see those things, or you're a devil. So all I'm trying to say is these folks, some of them, it's a double whammy. And if you're an empath like myself, a Hyoka empath, and you grew up not knowing how to control your gift, or you didn't even realize you were gifted, or why you saw things. Like, for example, when I was like maybe 5 through 7, I went to school thinking the kids my age knew what I knew, saw what I saw, did what I did. I had no idea until my mother threatened to come to school every day during recess if I talked to children my own age, that I wasn't supposed to say things or do things or express things in the way I do. So again, don't let people stifle you. Don't judge others that actually have gifts, that actually see things. For all you know, they can see the demons of darkness a lot faster and sooner than you can. So just be open minded. But again, keep that heart chakra open, because that's what's going to provide you with flow of all kinds of happy, right? Because if your heart chakra is closed, if your heart chakra is not open for business, as they say, then you're not going to get any flow to your life that's in the positive. Okay. And also just be aware that when things happen in life, such as unfortunate, that it is, but it's only way to go home, guys, unless you're Elijah, right? Or you're Metatron, you know, you have to understand that there's only one way to go home. And unfortunately, that means that we have to go the way of sleep, right? Fall into our sleep one day, or I'm trying to put it mild, right? My sister, one of my sisters right now is on that bed, and all I wish for her is peace. But on the same token, I have to be happy for her because she's going home. Okay? So think of it that way, and think of the fact that in the spirit realm, people are always uh capable of coming around if God wills it. Okay, if they allow them to be near you. The miracle of love. That's what this angel deck is telling us. The miracle of love. The angel of the miracle of love. I am brought alive by the miracle of love. You see that? And guys, sometimes there are people in our lives, right? I'm just going to make that example. Sometimes there are people in our lives, as they say, only God can love them, or only their mother can love, because they're so unlovable at times, right? They're so prickly, like the prickly pears that are on, what are they called? They're called atuna in Spanish. It's a cacti, right? I a cactus. I had cacti in front of my house, and it would grow fruit. First, a beautiful flower would bloom, and then the fruit would come from there. And they're called atuna, right? In Spanish. And I always like to compare things, and I can't compare anything that's less beautiful than this. It's so beautiful, all you want to do is touch it, but at the same time, if you come close, it's like what do you call those things? Not a hedgehog, the other ones, the porcupines, because the porcupines, how they protect themselves is literally they will throw their quills at you. That's how they do it. And it suddenly leaves their body, and it's all over you. That's why you never want your pet to be around something like that either, because that's not a happy joy taking the pinzas, right? The little tweezers, and taking them out of your pet. But people can be that way too, right? They can be like little atunas, or like little porcupines. As cute as they look, you wouldn't want to hug them, right? So all I'm saying is, whether you or whether someone within your um, people people that you surround yourself with, or even maybe someone that's not with you anymore, but you're deep in thought about them or them you. They can be prickly pears, you know? They're hard to love. You try your best, but they are wayward. They're hard to understand because, on one hand, they can be very kind and they can come towards you in a very loving way. But then the next moment or breath, their reaction or actions are very, very confusing to you. So it would take a miracle, pretty much, to have people like that in your life and for things to work out, because there could be various things wrong with them. God is telling me it could be depression. Maybe it's bipolar depression. And again, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. We're reading cards here. It could be a deep depression, or it could be mood swings, or it could be someone who has a multiple personality disorder, literally, because if they're coming at you in one moment and it's a loving, kind, beautiful expression of their heart and their love towards you, and then the next thing they're just telling you stuff that's way the deep end, left field. You don't know where they're coming from, and you're like, dude, I'm not going crazy, but you think you're going to make me crazy. You're not making me crazy, but you're making me think you're crazy. So sometimes it is hard to love people. If you're waiting on someone and you're wondering why they don't come towards you, or they come towards you, but when they do come towards you, you're left more dumbfounded and more confused than the time they came before, or the distance that they provided or made between you two. My goodness, there's a hard conversation God is telling me that needs to be had. You need to put these people at attention, so to speak, in a nice way, because I know by the time that you get so turned around by these people, you're confused, you're probably angered, you're probably upset, and you probably would like to, I don't know, unalive them. But at the same time, there's a serious conversation that has to be had. And if they cannot, God is saying, if they cannot stomach that conversation, then they're not the ones for you. One, this person either has to get medical attention from an actual psychologist or an actual psychiatrist. That could, did I say psychiatrist twice? Psychologist, psychiatrist, I'm not sure. They're making me crazy just tapping in. But they need to go get professional help. Okay. I'm going to tell you a small story, and I don't want to leave this yet because they're prompting me to keep telling you this until it's in there. So either a Libra needs to hear it, or their cross watcher needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear it. So I have a private client, right? And I'm not telling you the details so that you know who it is. I don't do that. But I'm going to give you an example through her life. So she has a boyfriend, a live-in boyfriend, and they get along really well. But here's the catch: when he takes his medication for his schizophrenia, okay, and his deep depression, because if not, he drives her batty. Like, literally, he warms up to her, he gets into a relationship with her, they're living together, they're having a good, solid relationship. At least this is what she feels that's being had, right? And then all of a sudden, he tells her he's moving out. He's gotta go. In that fashion, I'm moving out, I gotta go. And she's like, what the hell just happened? Why does he do this to me? And then he comes back. And he comes back, I guess, when the episodes pass, when he's more centered and able to deal with the relationship, right? But meanwhile, he wasn't taking medication, and he should have been on medication. So, what is the moral of this story, guys? And please bear with me. We barely started with this reading, but somebody needs to hear this. Crosswatcher, if you're watching, you need to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist, an MD, first of all, and let them know that you need a referral for psychiatry, because you are very topsy turvy in your actions towards the Libra. And what's happening is then the Libra doesn't want to let you in. Why do I keep harping? Because God is saying this person is returning to your life. Okay. But you can't heal them. You can try to understand them and love them, which I'm sure you've already tried that methodology. But it's time for them to go to a professional. It's time for them to get some help, because that way you can get that person on the regular. And let's face it, guys, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. So I'm not asking the cross watcher to be perfect for the Libra, because that's the only way that they can come towards the Libra or be with the Libra. No, 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 that's not what I'm saying. But for you to feel normal, a sense of normalcy in your life, and peace within your mind, and your mind's not all over the place, and the fear of expressing your love to the Libra isn't making you paranoid, yeah, you need some help. You need some good, sound help from a good provider, a good doctor, a good person that's going to want to help you to retrain yourself. So again, back to my friend, that my client that I have, I've had her for years. Like, I think she's been with me for like 8 or 10 years. So nonetheless, he came back like I told her he would, but he comes back this time more willing to take his medication. So, one, she doesn't have to be mom to him anymore. Okay. And you guys that are male out there, you don't have to be dad to the person if they're on their meds. Two, if they're trying to get a hold and control of their disorders, then you don't have to keep directing them to go get help, or you're crazy, or what's wrong with you. You know how you can get very perplexed and start hyperventilating when nothing's going right with that person, and you can start saying, hey, you need some effing help. Go fix yourself, right? So it shouldn't have to get to that point. The person should want to help themselves, even if they don't take medication, but they go for counseling and they do the lessons that the psychologist suggests to them. That might even help to talk it out. But they can't use you, Libra, as their tool, their methodology of healing, because you've already tried that. And a lot of you, write in the comments, a lot of you have already given up, closed your doors, and decided, hey, I'm not going back. Yes, this is a general reading for Libra, my dears. I'm not going back to you. No. Get help. Get help. Show me that you're going to have some sense of personal control over your life when it comes to me, and then we'll talk. But if you think you're gonna traverse the front door, the threshold of my door, and come back the way you had in the past, coming and going and coming and going. I mean, I could have bought popcorn and beer and just, it's like watching a soccer game, back and forth, back and forth. That's all they do, right? From one side of the field to the other, one side of the field to the other. Or tennis, right? The volley. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's gotten to a point to where a lot of you are like, I'm healed. Your trauma that you brought to me, I'm healed. I haven't seen you. I'm healed. Hallelujah. Don't come back. Or I'm healed. What are you going to do about yourself? I understood you didn't want me in your life, or you couldn't handle me being in your life. So be it. My life has continued. I've grown. I've become a different person while you've been away. And now all I want from you is, if you're going to think that you're going to come and you really have an inkling that you need to be near me because you keep coming back, then freaking get some help, for the love of God, because I can't handle you. I don't get paid to babysit you. I don't get paid to examine your brain. I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I can only love you from the tenderness of my heart. And I want this heart to remain open, because you're not the only person in my life. I have to deal with coworkers when I go to work. I have to deal with people at the grocery stores. I have to deal with people that I may live with if I have children still in the house. I still have to have an open heart. But when you come near, you scare me. You freaking scare me to the point to where my heart does this. Nope, not open, not open for business. everybody go away. You're danger, 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 danger. So yeah, this person really needs help, guys. This person that you have coming back to you needs help. And I'm not saying that in an ugly way. I really, I promise, cross my heart, hope to die, like the kids we used to say, and stick a needle in my eye. I'm not coming across towards the cross watcher as you are effed up and you need to go and get, no, 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 no. That might have been in the past if somebody did talk to their cross watcher like that. What God is asking for you to do is have a decent, normal, mature conversation with this person. I'm not perfect. You can start with that. I'm not perfect. However, what I'm going to talk to you about is an observation. This observation I'm making is letting me know and letting you know something's got to change. If I let you in and out, 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 like In-N-Out burgers from my house and my life, it's because I love you. I deep down from the core of my body, I love you. From the core of my soul, I'm in love with you. But you're driving me crazy. You've got to get your life in order. Don't come to me with your crazy life. Get your life in order. Come to me if you want a real and realistic relationship with me as you're getting healed or after you get healed from your past life traumas or your current life traumas or your childhood traumas, whatever trauma that you're injecting into me every time you come towards me, I don't want it. I gave. And like they say when they're done, I give. Say, uncle, I'm done. I couldn't help you. It's beyond me. It's beyond the love I have for you. It's beyond my capacity of compassion for you. Now it's time for the doctor to help you, or the priest, or the minister, or whoever, or yourself. If you actually want to take responsibility for your actions and for your nonsensical behavior towards Libra, because you can't fix something that's broken within someone that isn't ready, for one, to help themselves, right? We always revert back to the conversation about the addict, right? And I reserve that ability to speak on it because one of my brothers was an addict, and my best friend who passed, her brother was an addict. So I understand that when you're addicted to things, and it doesn't need to be pills, it can be alcohol, because there are a lot of alcoholics, and I'm saying this with love, that are functioning alcoholics out there. And all I can say is bless your heart. You need to go get help. Even in that aspect, there are pills that'll make you throw up the moment that you put alcohol in your system. Okay? So that you revolt it, so that you don't want it anymore. All I'm saying is there's help for you. Do you want to get the healing help? Or do you just want to keep going through people like the poor Libra? And I say poor Libra because Libra, you've been battered like as if you managed to get through a hurricane. Yeah, it reminds me of Hurricane Katrina. For all of you that are Americans that are out there, that was horrible. And Louisiana still isn't the same. And that's what you go through with people that you love profoundly from the core of your soul, that you don't want to let them go because you see some magnificence in them that they can't see in themselves. But unfortunately, we fall in love with their possibilities, with what they can be, or they show us that little glimpse of themselves when they're not guarded, when they're not acting like an a-hole or a bitch, right? And that's the part we fall in love with. But if they're not willing to get help and assistance so they can be more of that type of person around you and less of the a-hole or the bitch around you, it's not going to work. It doesn't matter whether they keep coming back and forth for the next 25 or 50 years. It's never going to work. They need to do the work. You have been diligent in your growth, Libra. I've been here. I've been doing these readings. Every week it shows me how beautifully you are growing yourself, just like plants in the back. And I harped on the one plant you probably can't even see. It's just this long stalk, and it's got a leaf at the tip of it. And I had showed y'all last week where it finally fell off, and see how it's still not as dry as it could be. Finally fell off last week. To me, that's growth on my plant's part. Like, I've reached a level of maturity, and now I can start growing more parts of me. And that's where you are, Libra. You're growing more parts of you. And I'm not saying that you're doing it perfectly. We're not perfect, but it's perfectly done for you. You know, let's say you're a spendaholic. I used to be a shopaholic, not kidding, because I could afford it, right? But at the same time, why are you going to spend all the money that God gives you on wasting, right? Wasting it away, especially if you work hard for it. So maybe some of you have to taper off. Maybe it is a Libra I'm talking to, and you have to taper off the spending. Get your foot off the gas when it comes to your swipe, 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 right? If you don't need it, don't buy it. If you're not going to use it, don't buy it. So what? You can afford it, don't buy it. Okay? So, rule of thumb with that, as per what he's telling me, and I'm talking about God, you're not going to use it within the next 3 months, don't buy it. Don't buy it. That's just it. Okay? Let's move on to the next card. We were doing the mudras, in case y'all forgot. Mudras. Okay? Let me see if I can do this. Oh, interesting. Higher meaning of this mudra is be profound. Be profound. Isn't that wonderful? You know, when I was a little, I say little kid, but I guess I wasn't a little kid. Guess I wasn't a little kid, but I was much younger. I probably was like maybe 17 or so, 16, 17. When people would talk to me, they would tell me, man, you're so deep for your age. Why are you so, you go down these rabbit holes, and you shouldn't be talking like that for your age. And I'm like, I don't know. I just am, right? But you should be deep. People that know you, that meet you, especially in a love relationship, in a romantic relationship, you should go deep. You shouldn't be a surface level. Surface level is for your coworkers. Surface level is for the cashier. They do, they charge you, and then you say thank you. Why do you say thank you to people that take your money? I don't have an answer to that. Your food, you say thank you, even if, right? Crunch it. I digress. But the point is, be deep. Oh, I just remembered something, guys. So, for most of y'all that have been with me, y'all know that I was door dashing for quite a while, for 4 years actually. I went to this really, really nice house. It was a beautiful mansion, right? When I got to the top, this person had a statue. In front of the statue, it had a saying, and it said, let those you love see you. Let those you love see you as you really are, as who you really are. Let them in. And the guy, when I gave him his order, he was a really nice guy. I felt a lot of peace coming from him. And I thought to myself, all of this stuff that he's accumulated, he's living it, but that's not all he is, because some people, that's all they are, right, guys? Once they get money, they get their mansions, they get their cars, they get their luxury, their diamonds, and they go out and flaunt it. But this guy, he felt really deep, because what he was really saying was, if you want people to love you, and you want people to understand you, and you want people to get close to you, you got to let them in. And when you let them in, let them see who you really are, whether they like it or not. is another, that's the subject for another day. But you should at least let them in to see who you are and to be around you and get to know the real you. For all you know, they will love you or they'll grow to understand you. But you've got to let people in. And even if it is a sickness, like I mentioned before, a disorder, that's not something to be ashamed of. However, it is something that you need to go get taken care of. Higher meaning of be profound. So I'm going to try to do this mudra. So I believe they're doing this and this. This is the way they have their hands. Okay. So this is the mudra for higher meaning be profound. This says Panava Mudra, gesture of self-realization. Self-realization. What is the meaning of life? Now, that's a deep question that many have asked. What is the sense in all the challenges which we have to face and the blows of fate which buffet us time and again? I find the yoga philosophy to be a help in approaching these questions. It teaches us that we can instill meaning into our lives by setting ourselves tasks which help us to inner growth, wisdom, and integrity. Man, inner growth, for one, once you want to go through the inner growth, guys, once you set your mind that I'm growing, the heck with you coming or you're gonna be left behind. I remember as a little kid, and it's funny because I'm gonna watch today, I think, Why You Crying by George Lopez. If you've never watched that and you want to know what a Latin family is really like with a lot of craziness, you need to watch Why You Crying, right? And he does this skit, this part where he's like, he's in the house and they're telling him, hey, beep beep, let's go. Let's go, or you're gonna be left behind. So you either got in the car or you will be left at home. And that's the way it was when I was growing up. My parent did not say, I'm gonna be waiting for you outside. Take your time. No, you coming? If not, you're not going. You stay home. So you have to just set yourself your inner growth. And I promise you, once you do your inner growth, wisdom will start setting in. And then the integrity, that integrity. I often tell people that I work with, you know what, you can call me all sorts of names. I really don't care because that's just your mouth. But don't you ever take into consideration that I might be a liar, because that's the only thing I've got is I have my integrity. And you're not taking that from me, because then it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. Sorry. And that's just the type of person I am. But once somebody messes with your integrity, they don't need to be in your life. Okay? Because the only people that are going to mess with it are the people that don't have any. Just saying. Just saying. People that think they can judge you some kind of way is because they don't have integrity. So they don't understand that once you're messing with someone's integrity, yeah, we're done. I don't need to talk to you anymore. That's it. And it's funny because it brings to mind another person, a person that was judging me because I love tarot, because I can see using the cards or just looking away. If you guys ever notice that I look to the right, it's because I am channeling at that moment. But he had the audacity to tell me that he wanted to be like the girl in that wanted to get into Guinness and have 1,000 men on one day inside of her. Yeah, he wanted all the sex he could have in this lifetime because life was short. But yet, when it comes to reading cards, he judges me. So if you're listening to me, think about that. Think about that. If you're not willing to let go of being with multiple partners, which could get you, unfortunately, some STDs that some of them don't go away, like gonorrhea, syphilis, things like that. You got to take pills for the rest of your life. But you judge other people that just happen to have a gift. All right. Back to what we were doing. So again, with the integrity, as well as through prayer and meditation. For some of you, you like meditation. For others, you like prayer. Sometimes you just want the quiet moment, and that's okay, however you do it, which bring us closer to the divine. We will certainly never get to the bottom of it all, but that in itself makes sense. Place your thumbs at the base of your little finger, okay, little fingers, and with your hands in front of you, of your solar plexus, and place forward, facing forwards. Say or sing the following affirmation with fervor. Let's do it, guys. Let me see if I can get that. It says, so again, like this, and solar plexus are down here. Sorry if it looks weird to some. My life and all that I do here and now are the expression of a deeper meaning. Isn't that beautiful? And it is. It should be deeper. It's weird that it mentions deeper. And I just finished telling you guys we need to go deeper, especially with the people that we know and the people that we love. Now, the people that we see on a daily basis, if you grow a friendship that's real, so be it. But it's been my experience, unfortunately, like my mother used to tell me, you're going to be able in your life to count your friends on one hand. Your true friends, not your acquaintances, not people that are chit chat with you and joke and smoke with you. No, those will be a dime a dozen. But your true friends, you're going to be able to count them on your one hand. And those are the people that have your back. Okay. Let's go to Fairy Tale Lenormand and let's see what messages are coming. And I do, for those that think, oh my gosh, she's long-winded, this is Sunday. You get me once a week. So because you only get me once a week, I throw all kinds of tarot in there and all kinds of messages in there because you only see me once a week. When I start being able to be more present for you guys on this channel, then maybe it won't be so long. And I haven't done my sleepy time tarot in a while. I do miss that, guys. All right, let's see what's coming. Oh, the coffin. You got to cut something away. Plain and simple, guys. Plain and simple. For some of you, whether crosswatcher or Libra, you got the coffin, you got the tower, and you got the Seth, probably pronouncing it wrong, Seth. You got to cut something away. Something is going to end in a tower moment. Whether you are the crosswatcher, I'm sorry, when God keeps going, hey Libra, I just gotta say, a crosswatcher, I've been telling you, it's over. It's dead as a doorknob. You can't get any more energy out of this. Let it go. Libra, don't you think it's time to go? Come pack your bags, because the train is leaving in about 5 minutes. Libra, I'm telling you. So God gets tired. Not in the sense of I'm going to sleep tired, in the gosh darn son of a buck. You are the most stubbornest person I've ever created in my whole existence. And that's kind of hard to do. But you're not listening, Linda. You're not listening, Linda. You need to leave. You need to just pack up and leave. Go. There's somebody here that needs to listen to this. And I don't care whether you're hearing it now live, not Memorex, or if you're listening to it later. You got to go. It's time to go. Go. There's something you got to cut off. There's something you got to end. There's something that's dead. And I'm smiling and laughing because I'm like, dang. I mean, Jesus, all you need is the burning embers and ashes to come out. When they're falling after everything is burnt to a crisp, it's done. It'd be like putting a pot roast in the oven and you can have Sunday dinner, so you think, but you left it in much, much, much longer than you anticipated it. You didn't put an alarm, and bam, it's burnt to a crisp and nobody can eat. Now it's, I guess, Mickey D's for tonight. I don't know, but you're not going to have dinner with your pot roast. It's done. It's not edible. It's done. There's no living in this house anymore. It's done. You don't even like you have nothing to say to each other. It's done. Whatever it is, whether somebody, it's a job. And I don't recommend ever people leaving a job that you actually need, that you don't have buffer in the bank for. Don't leave. Put some buffer in the bank, then find yourself another job and leave. But I'm talking about, this looks like a relationship. You gotta go. You gotta go. Like you're being evicted by God. God is like, you know what, dude? I'm tired of telling you. I've sent the angels to perturb you, to tell you, you need to go. I've sent all kinds of hidden messages, and even in billboards, in car license plates, across the screen when you're watching the TV, in the message in the doggone music that you're listening to. Go. Vamos. Go, get. Like we tell the vermins, get. You know, you gotta go. It's done. My goodness. Shit, that's like over toasting your bread and it's like all charcoal and you're still trying to. It's okay. I'm gonna take it off. I'll put butter on it. It'll be all right. No, dude. No, don't put butter on it. Just get the fuck out. It's done. That's too hilarious. I'm sorry. I know it's not funny when people are going through stuff like that, especially divorce, right? Divorce. Oh my ever loving God. I just heard this in, I think it was, where was it? Michigan or Minnesota? You guys can correct me. Was it Michigan or Minnesota? An ex mayor or ex governor just killed his wife and killed himself. This is sad. But I'm going to give it as an example, guys. So bear with me. And I hope this is an adult channel. So if kids are in the room, please get them out. This man was going through, was served with divorce papers by the wife. He was still living in the house, but they were legally separated. Big red flag. Don't do that. Don't ever do that just because you don't want to spend money on a new place. Okay. So he literally shot the wife several times, not just once. I mean, talk about wanting somebody unalived. Then he went into the living room and killed himself, shot himself. Meanwhile, the teenagers are in the house. I feel so sad for those babies right now. They don't need to see that. But what is the moral of the story? Get F out. There's an expiration date on this relationship and it's already done. Get out. Don't kill each other, whether both physically or, with anguish that you guys go through, with having mudslings with words, or with psychological war that people play on each other. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give them the silent treatment. Yeah, I'm gonna give her the silent treatment. I'm not talking to yeah, I'm gonna withhold sex. No, dude, don't do shit like that. Just get the hell out. God doesn't want you staying to the point of killing each other. What the hell? What's wrong with these folks nowadays? It's like, and this was somebody high profile. Can you imagine? Oh, their poor children are still here to see all of that, to experience that. Talk about trauma. Talk about trauma, Renewal. Renewal. Hallelujah. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I can't get more close. I'm sorry, but it's beautiful. You see the rays, the aura. That's what you see on the saints, by the way, and the candles and everything when you buy your pictures to put on the wall, paintings, etc., or the candles. Like if you're Catholic, we do use a lot of the saint candles, right? And they show the aura. See, it's so beautiful. Renewal. And again, today's theme was green. And I didn't mean to wear green, but today's theme is green. And I have the last part. It looks horrible, but I'm going to show it to you guys. I'm using it till the end. I cannot help it. To me, this is the most beautiful smell in all of my nose experience, if I was a perfumist, I think that everything with pine, it would have to have a little bit of pine in everything. Even pine saw. I love it. So I need to order some more because that's the last of our Christmas candle that I had purchased during that season, right? And look, we're already in mid-April. So think about that. There's a renewal in everything. There's a renewal for everything. There's a time of endings and a time of beginnings, and what a beautiful season that we're in, right? Also because we're in spring, but God is saying this renewal is a renewal in yourself. It's a renewal that's coming into your life. It's an energy that's clean. It's an energy that is refreshing, maybe something you've never experienced before either. And I do recommend going and doing, try something new. And I wore this because I found it when I was looking for my bracelets today, and it's something I made. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a stone, right? It's a precious stone. I don't remember. I think it's a jasper. I'm going to say it's a jasper. I can't remember. But I don't know if you can see the detailed, the ornateness of it. And then I even made the chain, believe it or not. I took a class on jewelry making once upon a time in San Antonio. No, actually, it was Colorado. And I made this, and I couldn't believe that I followed along with what she was telling me to do. And I actually made this for myself. And it's so beautiful because I would have paid like, I don't know, 75, 80 bucks for it, complete with the chain. It's made out of brass. All of this is made out of brass and copper. It's beautiful. And nonetheless, I would have never learned to do that if I hadn't taken a chance, right? Because we're always talking ourselves out of things. Like, no, I'm never going to learn anyway. No, I better not try because I always fail. Don't talk to yourself like that. We've always talked on this channel about how do you speak to yourself? How do you address yourself, especially when nobody's around? Still doesn't give you permission to talk negatively to yourself, because promise you somebody's listening and it's not always them. Okay. But there's a renewal. So maybe, I don't know, if you have a house, plant a new garden or a new plant or a new tree out there and watch it grow. And maybe measure the growth of the tree by the beautiful things that you do for yourself. You have to renew, whether that's spring cleaning or whether that is, and I mean internally, or that is just trying something new that you've never tried before, getting out of a rut, right? Because sometimes we get ourselves in a rut energetically, and then we're doing the same thing day in and day out. Like, I literally have to stop being, I get up out of bed, I do, my getting ready for work ritual, and I'm out the door. I come back, I eat my supper, do my getting ready for bed ritual, and it's boring, right? Your soul, your spirit wants to soar, wants to experience something new. That's what the green's about. Renew yourself. Don't just do that to yourself because that's existing. That is not living. Okay. Earth wisdom. Let's see if we can get some. Earth wisdom. What do you have to tell us, please? And thank you. What do you have to tell us, please? And thank you, please, and thank you, please, and thank you. And I am grateful. I'm grateful to God for you guys coming here and joining me every Sunday. I'm grateful for God providing me with money to go get my groceries every Sunday, for giving me the energy to do my laundry. Who can who can attest to that? Is Sunday your laundry day, your chore day? You can let me know in the comments. But let me tell you, you have to grow. And if you will regret it if you are on your deathbed and you did not get to enjoy any parts of your life that allowed you to do something that you were scared to do, but you did it anyway. Last week's theme was I talked to you about the roller coaster ride. Who's been on a roller coaster that before you get on, you're like, holy crap, I don't think I want to do this. And then you can't walk back down because you're already to the point to where you're getting on the roller coaster. So again, sometimes even scary things, it's good to do. Oh, perfect segue. God is saying, if you've been in a marriage, for example, let's say 20 years, 30-year marriage, some of us have, right? And then all of a sudden, you're going to go through a divorce and you meet somebody, and that somebody floats your boat and they make you feel happy and all warm and maybe butterflies, even that you've never felt before in your life. You feel giddy around them, but you don't want to take a chance because, hey, relationships are scary. Yeah, they are. Of course they are. But if you don't go towards the experience, you will never know what could have been. And for all you know, it could be the best thing. And you could be with that person from now to the rest of the end of your days on earth, and happily, blissfully, contented happiness that you don't have right now, or that you didn't have in your past relationship, because it was nothing but problems and turmoil. And every conversation was a fight, and everything was about money, or how much money you had, or how much money you could have, or how much money you could give. Think about it. Somebody that's a leech, somebody that's never filled. Somebody needs to hear this. You're scared of the new person, or maybe possibly the Libra? Well, guess what? How about if the Libra is scared of you? Because you sometimes are flighty. You sometimes come in and out of their life. You sometimes show things that the Libra's like, holy crap. I think I need an exorcist, some holy water, a young priest, and an old priest. I'm just saying, let's just go back. Let's just go back and rethink this. What's scary to you might be, the finger that you point at somebody might be pointing back at you, right? They're always doing this, right? So think about it. Think about it. Is it more scary than maybe leaving this person behind and never knowing what real love is like, or what a person that's got your back is really like? I'm just saying, somebody needs to hear this, because you got your priorities kind of like a person that has cross-eyed, you know, cross-eyed vision. You're cross-eyed. You're not seeing straight. Seeing straight. I'm just saying, something's wrong with that philosophy, that thinking, that thought mode. Prosperity. Let's go. Let's go. So this one was from the Earth Wisdom, and we got prosperity flowing like a river. You see that? Flowing like a river. Oh my gosh. Again, don't expect to have beautiful, positive things coming, guys, if you cannot remain open from your heart chakra. Is it anahata? Anahata? I think that's how you say the heart chakra. I'm just telling you, you have to remain open for possibilities. Because if you don't, God is asking, how then do you want me? It's like God is saying, keep asking me for a good person. You keep asking me for your mate, your perfect mate, your match. You keep asking me to bring you the person that you're intended to be with, the person that was intended for you, your yin to your yang. I bring her or him to your life, and then you're scared. What the hell am I to do with you? What am I to do with you? So yeah, you've got to remain open. You've got to remain open. You've got to remain open. Let's start with the tarot, and then we'll go on to more oracle. You've got to remain open. There's no way possible for God to just be like, okay, your wish is my command, and then you don't accept the person that comes. You know, I'm afraid of them, God. I'm afraid of them. They're weird. They're Libra. They like tarot. They think differently than I do. They don't have the same religion. You didn't tell God, bring me my perfect match that has my same religion. Bring me my perfect match that is a carbon copy of me. Bring me a perfect match that won't ever make me upset, won't ever make me sad or nervous, or doesn't cause for me to have to grow. You didn't ask God for that. You said, God, I've had a horrible relationship. I've experienced people that hurt me, whether in my childhood, whether adulthood, whatever. Now I want my perfect mate that will understand me, that's unconditionally loving me no matter what, except if I push them away. No matter what. And they come, here you go. There he is, there she is. And you're like, no, they're not like me. Jesus, help me. What do you mean they're not like you? Of course they're not like you. They're supposed to be your counterbalance. They're supposed to be your opposite in a lot of ways, not always, in a lot of ways, to help to grow. But if you constantly just want somebody that's like you, then you need to stick to the person that's arguing all the time, because that's more like you. Burning some bay leaves for luck for this week to open up those roads and to open up the heart chakra, because some of us have a heart chakra that is closed. You hear that? Yeah. You see that? I'm going to show you something in just a moment. You see this? It didn't burn completely. Some of you have heart chakras that are closed. You need to have some balance in your life. The heart chakra needs to open. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm saying it with love, guys. Okay. Well, you are first in line in the reading today. Libra is saying, I'm here, damn it. Hear me roar. I'm here. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Your chariot is waiting for you. And the happiness can be had. Holy shit. Double whammy. Look at that. See that? 10 of coins, 10 of cups, and the chariot. Your chariot awaits, my lady. But this nasty, nasty, nasty decision has to be made. Okay? Don't ask me why I'm wearing glasses to see gigantic cards. I get into my mode. There's a decision that needs to be made, cross watcher. And it's not the decision that causes you to be sneaky or a little vermint, a little scoundrel when you come to Libra. No, come real, come clean. Save your funny business, save your stupid shenanigans for the rest of the world. But come normal, come clean, come as you are to the Libra. Don't wear masks. You want to offer something, but you don't know, because you're being tested here. But this is your conscience. This is your conscience, cross watcher. This is not the Libra. The Libra is ready when you are. The Libra is ready. Here I am, Libra. Okay, I'm ready. You coming right? You got everything on? You're coming with your clothes on this time? You're not going to take your clothes off? Like, I don't remember. I think it wasn't me and my Irene. What was it that Jim Carrey was in? Um, and as soon as he would lift his hands, I think it was Oh God, or I can't remember, but some some show that he was in, some movie. And in the movie, he would just lift his arms and all his clothes came off. Dude, come with your clothes on. Talk to the Libra. Libra already knows what's underneath the clothes. Okay? Plain and simple. Libra already knows you got some stuff, you got junk in your trunk, you got some, stuff in your pockets, so to speak. Y'all know what I'm saying. You got it. We know it. All right. Yay! Yay! What else do you got? What else do you got? We want to see what's in your heart. Don't just talk about what's in your heart. And don't just talk about sex. Talk about other things. Show the Libra that you're deeper than that. Show the Libra that you're actually a good catch. Because the Libra thought you were a great catch, but then once you opened your mouth and started talking about sex and that nothing more, and don't get me wrong, Libra wants sex too. I think so. They like to get their groove on. But at the same time, could we please see something other than the sex parts? Because, you know, that's supposed to be like at the end. That's the goodie bag. Have you ever gone to, I don't know, like a party or an engagement party or um, what do you call it? Like a shower, baby shower? I was gonna say a pregnancy party. I can't even think. And then you get some bags to go home, right? You get goodie bags too. Okay, that's a goodie bag. We know you got the goods. We got the goods. You got the goods. Wonderful. What else is in between us? What's in between the ears? What's in between, in your heart space? How do you walk the walk? Do you talk the talk? Or do you walk the talk? Do you actually do what you say you're supposed to do? Or are you just coming to show us your goodie bag? I don't want that. I'm sorry. I can get a goodie bag anywhere. Anybody can sex me, and even possibly better. That's not the issue. The issue is What are you bringing that's long lasting, long time for the Libra? And are you going to finally make a decision? Because you're the one that's putting yourself in a test. Oh, I'm feeling tested. I don't know what to do. I'm at a crossroads. What if the Libra betrays me like the other people? What if they don't? Problem here, as I see it, Libra, is your cross watcher thinks you are like everybody else. So they are not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe they haven't taken the opportunity to get to know you, the real you. Maybe because they wear masks. They think that you wear masks when you're with them or when they've seen you. They need to learn who you really are. Behind the scene, behind the Wizard of Oz and the curtain and everything. Who is Libra? And vice versa. Who are they really? Because remember what I said in the beginning of this story. You guys fell in love with their possibilities, the possibilities of who they could become, the possibilities of what's in their heart. But if they always guard their heart and they're not going to heal that heart chakra space and finally let you in all the way, even to the scary parts of you or scary parts of them, so that you can say, Lord, give me give me strength, Lord. This person is a lot to stomach, a lot to take in, or a lot to love. But vice versa, right? Looking ourselves in the mirror. Maybe there are parts of you that this person is scared of and says, shit, yep, I think I do. I think I have it in me, Libra. Let's go. Let's go, Libra. Let's go with it. It goes both ways. There are things, the expression of yourself that maybe this person doesn't have the warm fuzzies about. Maybe you read cards like I do, and that's not a warm fuzzy for them. But on the other hand, on the other side of the coin, maybe they have some kind of addiction, and that's a deal breaker. It's not a warm fuzzy for you. Can you work together to get over those humps and understand that they could be a recovering XYZ of this sort, but you are going to always be able to see things regardless if they take your tarot away or not? You're still going to be able to see through water, through crystals, through mirrors, through smoke, through candle. It's not going away. Something God gave me is not going away. I'm just using it as an example, Libra. Let's move on. They need to get rid of the I am so scared. Why aren't you scared to take your pants off? That's what I want to know. So Libra is here, front and center. Thank you for the $2. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Libra's front and center saying, this is my energy. This is my reading. This is my energy. I'm here. I'm involved. And you should be involved. You should be involved in your life. The life decisions, what happens to you, what doesn't happen to you, what comes towards you, what goes away from you, what you bring towards you, right? Yes, sir. You should. And look, the Hierophant is here. So the Hierophant is something that you're anticipating. The Hierophant, less like the High Priestess, is everything worldly, everything out in the public. Okay, so something that you want to see or be a part of, something that you want to be a part of. Okay, that's what you're anticipating this week. Eesh, I'm hiding behind the Five of Coins. I don't like it. I don't like it. But this is what you're hoping to break out of. This is not something that you know that you're actually going to end up like. Okay, you're not going to be splat like a bug on the floor or on the wall. You're literally thinking, how can I get past this hump? How can I obtain, how can I achieve what I want? I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, right? And you're expecting the worst. That's why the Five of Coins is coming out, Libra. Okay, because you're anticipating the worst, or because currently in the energy that you're in, this could be career, this could be a job, a career, this could be something you're anticipating. Maybe you put some resumes in. You're wanting to get out of that energy. That's what it is. I'm trying to get out of this Five of Coins energy where I feel stuck, or I feel like I've reached my limit and I can't go any further. There is a queen, and it's the Queen of Coins. Yay! Queen of coins, okay? So normally the Queen of coins is going to bring coins. If we want to just leave it like that. But you got to get past the Queen of coins and show them your business, right? Now, no pun intended with the pants, because this doesn't take pants to be on, but having your pants on the right way. The old folks used to say when I was little, you got to put your pants on the right way, put that belt on and tighten it. So they want to see, right? They want to see why should they have you, or why should they keep you, or why should they place you in a higher position? And you're looking at them like, oh, you think you won, or you want to see what I'm about, right? And so now if they're going to give you a position or change a position, because it's a convincing act, right? What is that saying? Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. I'm going to say something that you guys are going to kill me about, right? Because you're going to probably be thinking about this for the rest of the day or week. When you go to your haircut, to the beauty salons or to your barbers, there's always the first time, not just for you, but for them. So when I was going to beauty school dropout, I didn't want to be a beautician. I didn't want to be a cosmetologist. I wanted to be an esthetician, but they forced me to do 800 hours of cosmetology. So yes, I'm 700 short of getting my license to cut your hair. Yet, I don't cut hair. So there's always a first time. I'm just saying, when you get your bad haircuts, yeah, that's called faking it till you make it. So don't shoot the messenger. Be aware. Ask people, how long have you been doing this? Because literally they will lie to you and they will not tell you, I just got my license and this is my first day. Yeah, don't get near me. Nonetheless, you see this? If you're asking for it, okay. If it comes, because there's a tower, it's I'm gonna look more. I'm scrutinizing you. I'm gonna look more. I'm gonna see if you can handle the entry level. I'm gonna see if you can handle it. I'm gonna see if you can handle it. But you're the one that's got to show me. You fought to get here. Great. Now I want you to show me why you belong here. Yep, that's what's coming. So anybody out there that actually wants to get a little bit higher on the food chain, yeah, you're going to be scrutinized. Yeah, you're going to be looked at. Yeah, it's a trial and error. Yeah, they want to see why they should give you this. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger, guys. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. Your God is feeling great towards you. Your God is asking you, if you feel tired, if you feel burdened, if you feel worn out, I need you to understand. You need to get yourself out of that energy. That energy is not, it was not meant to be long lasting, because the more that we stay in a rut, the longer that we stay within a certain energy. Maybe it's a depressive energy, maybe it's an angry energy, maybe it's a overindulgent energy, maybe it's a I ate that extra slice of pizza and I hate myself now energy. The more that we stay in that energy, the longer it takes us to convince ourselves, not God, but to convince ourselves that we are worthy to be loved, that we are worthy of something better. So God is not looking at you, for the person that asked the question, how is God looking at me? In any kind of way, even if, let's say today you went and cheated on your wife. But you tell God, you know what? I'm not really trying to cheat on my wife. I'm just using this as an example. But what I'm trying to do is get the love or the understanding or even the sex that I'm not being provided with at home. I don't really want to do this. Can you please make my marriage more compatible to what I need? You know, let us come together and be what we need to be for one another. Or, God forgive me if you think this is a sin, but I need to get out of this marriage. This is not for me. It's not providing me with loving care. All it is money in the bank that's mutual, a house that's under both names, kids that are in the house still possibly, but it's not really providing growth for me, and it doesn't make me happy. It just We're just two people floating through life until our death comes. And love is not meant to have you float through life. It's meant to be, yes, there's challenges that'll come, but you learn and you grow together if you're in a marriage or a relationship. And if you're not, you still come together with God, with your archangels of light, with your guardian angels on a daily or a weekly, depending if your life is crazy like mine. It's more like a weekly nowadays. And you say, okay, I'm ready to grow, but I need direction. I want to do your will, not mine, but I don't know where to start. The openness, the willingness to be open and receptive to God, that is what's asked of you. Nothing more than coming as you are. You can come broken or feeling broken. You can come on your knees or feeling like you're on your knees. You can come on your face or feeling like you've fallen on your face or fallen far from grace, even. And God is still the same Father He is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. All we have to do is come as we are. And it's funny because that song keeps playing in my head. Yes, I'm a rocker for the most part. And that song, Come As You Are, come as you are. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's just that, come as you are. There is grace there. Now, he's not the kind of God that's going to be like, yes, I forgive you, child, but tomorrow I have to forgive you for the same sin again and again and again. And when I say sin, I mean errors, I mean choices. There's some things that are really good for us, and God doesn't chastise us at those moments. And there's things that we do to ourselves while we think we're doing something positive to ourselves or for ourselves. And it's not the best thing we could be doing for ourselves or to ourselves. And that's when he comes in and says, yeah, but you're not learning. I forgive you, but you're not learning. You're not learning. And I'm only forgiving you because you've asked, but you're not learning. If you don't ask, most definitely you will not be given grace. Okay. All right. So we got the Hermit. That's the first card out in this deck. The Hermit is saying spiritual mastery. I think I can end it here, right? I mean, we've only talked about the same thing over and over today. Renewal, right? Here, renewal. And then we came here and profound, be profound. Wow. So the Hermit is all about inner works, right? The Hermit is all about soul searching, putting yourself in the timeout almost in the same energy. And I'll be surprised if it doesn't come out of the Hanged Man. We're here to do inner works, right? Because the truth is, remember that finger, one's always pointing back at you. When you're pointing things out from another, looking at the sky in their eye, we're not seeing our own. So God is saying, go in, go deeply within. If you feel like before today you haven't heard the answer that you're looking for, you haven't received the answer you're looking for, go deeper. Go deeper within. The answer is there, but you got to go deeper within. The answers that we need, even myself, I'm going to tell you guys something you probably be like, really? Wow. But it's true. Sometimes I'm so busy giving other people the answers, I forget the answers that are already there inside of me that I've learned along the way that got me this far. And I have to stop the flow of everything else. It's almost like, can you imagine putting yourself in this scene? You're in a movie, right? Where they can freeze time and everything is frozen around them except themselves. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you've got to work that energy. Put everything on pause that's external, because those external things are what's keeping you from growing. Either other people needing you or needing something from you or wanting something from you or wanting your attention on something else, including your wife or husband, including your children, including life, including bills, including coworkers, supervisors, etc. They're always pulling at your energy. So sometimes you got to pretend like you got a remote and put all those things on pause, center yourself, and be one with God. Because truth is, every one of us has a God particle within us. So you already have that connectivity within yourself. Have you used it lately? Have you used it lately? It's like having a free cell phone, but you don't open it, you don't press any buttons. And you know the 911 button or the SOS button that the iPhones have, and I'm sure every other phone has it in some way, you know, that it does the blinking lights, SOS, SOS, right? You have that. You have that connection to source. Have you used it? Or do you keep, like me, because I like to use myself as an example because I'm not perfect. Do you forget what you've already learned? Do you forget to use the tools that are in your toolbox? Yeah, probably. If you're like me, you probably do. So again, soul searching, enlightenment, guiding light, contemplate. Contemplate. You need solitude to grow. The resolve and advice, it's inside of you. And it'll come to you almost like an epiphany, like, oh, now I understand, or I get it. That's the way God talks to you. Not all of us get the miraculous guidance that we need vocally. When I do get it like that, being that I'm that I'm a clair. For those that don't know what a clair is, a clairvoyant. So I am clairaudient, but that doesn't happen often. And when it does happen to me, guys, it's because I'm not listening. So they have to do the shouting out my name. And then I'm like, oh crap. Yes, God. So don't be that stubborn. Okay. God wants to help you in the now. 3 of Wands, manifest your dreams. That's what we're all about on this channel, helping you to manifest your dreams, manifesting big developments, travel for pleasure for some of you, work or leveling up, love. Okay. That's what's on the horizon for you. Queen of Coins came out twice. We're going to clarify if we don't get it right here. Oh, this card is so gorgeous. And you know what? She's got a sari on. Sari. I was thinking about my marriage sari. I had married someone from India, and what I loved about my beautiful wedding dress is that it was an expression of me, because he literally had it made just for me when I was in India. They measure you, you pick out the material, and they make everything for you there and then. That was the most beautiful piece of clothes that I owned ever. And I gave it away because I didn't want that energy, as beautiful as it was, to interfere with what had come into my life new. I wanted to be able to love that person with everything that I had and not have any old reserves or reservations that I held in my heart back for the person I had married and had to divorce. But I will tell you that giving things up sometimes is part of a sacrifice that you make in order to go into a new relationship. Okay. Impeccable taste, it says, for the Queen of Coins. It says prosperous, organized, grounded, and nurturing. Attention to detail and classy. That's the energy that's coming to you. And during this time, during this reading, winter solstice, this is very interesting since we just got out of it. Oh my gosh, find the light within. Guys, I'm telling you, for those that are looking for, even they're telling me, even for those that say or claim, they're saying claim, I'm going to use the word claim, that they do meditation. I think what God is trying to say is that you do your form of meditation and you feel like it's not hitting or it's not getting you where you want to be right now, um on your road to enlightenment or success or growth, personal growth, spiritual growth. I knew I had cards in front of me for a reason. God is saying, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. It says, find the light within, timing, a year or more. So whatever you're asking about, it has taken a year or possibly will take more. But I'm going to tell you the secret when I finish reading this. Tie up loose ends. Tie up loose ends. If I repeat myself, it's because God wants me to emphasize something that you're not paying too much attention to. And those are the answers to why things are still not what you want them to be. Validate feelings. Validate feelings. Are you validating your own feelings? Are you validating your lover, your spouse, your significant other, your life partner's feelings? If you're not, why? Why are you not validating their feelings? They're humans. They're going through a human experience as well. Cross watcher or Libra, you need to validate other people's feelings, not just your own. They're a person too. They're having a human experience as well. And their feelings count. So you need to validate somebody's feelings. Okay? Hibernate. Winter. Again, putting yourself in a spiritual timeout, right? Doing your mudra, right? Doing your mudra. Be profound. Go deeper. Be profound. Go deeper. Sorry, my solar plexus is beneath. Sorry, guys. Not trying to be funny. Go deeper. Go deeper within. Oof, I just heard shallow. Maybe it's for a cross watcher. Stop being shallow. Do y'all see me how I come over here? This is my channel. You know, I watch all these beautiful tarot readers, and they either have this down to here, right? Or they're showing something and they've got their hair did, and yeah, I'm talking ghetto. They have their hair did and they got their nails done, and they look, ghetto fabulous. I don't come on here like that for the most part anymore. If I had time, most likely I would, but you're not here to look at me or to see if I'm beautiful, older, younger, whatever. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to give you the messages that I'm being told to give at that, because they hardly ever let me just say, oh, today is going to be a love reading. Today we're going to talk. Hardly ever do they let me go on that route. It's normally what they want us to know. Okay. But I'm telling you, that hibernate is I'm telling you, freeze frame everything around you, even if it's kids going wah in the background. Freeze frame it. Freeze frame it. Go in. Go deeper. Go within. And there's your answers, I promise you. And they're also telling me there's people out there that you're not really listening to your instincts. Your instincts tell you what you should do, and then your oversoul, your intellect takes over, and you do what's logical. You're doing what's logical instead of what God is telling you, what your guardian angels are telling you, what the higher power and the archangels of light are steering you towards. You're like, no, 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 different, scary, different. I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, then stop asking for direction from God. Stop asking him to send you signs. Stop it, because if he's sending you the signs, if he's telling you which direction to steer the doggone boat towards so you can see some dry land finally, and you don't want to go that way, then don't blame God if you're still going in the same, God darn. I'm going to tell y'all something. In my day, we had carnivals or amusement parks that were a little bit different than you guys have now. You guys, the first one was Fiesta, Texas, and it was in Houston, Texas. And that was the first one I went to. And I think I was all of like 9 years old, 8 years old when I went. So we had an amusement park that was in San Antonio. I can't remember what it's called right now, what it was called, but when I was young, we would go there, right? My mom would take us there. And you would see people get into the bumper cars. That was I think, the best ever because for people that were young, in their preteen type of age, you got into that and you thought you could drive, right? Luckily, there were bumper cars, poop, you'd bump each other. That was the whole gist of it. If you were like me, I was the one that was going around everybody. I didn't want people bumping into me. I just wanted to drive. And then there were those that kept going in a circle. They would go in a circle in the middle. They would go in a circle, and that's the way they were the whole time. They were in a circle, in a circle, in a circle, and they didn't want anybody bumping them. They just wanted to go in a circle, be free of everybody else. Okay, that's my point here today. Stop going in a circle. Pinche cross watcher. Sorry, the Spanish comes out in me sometimes. Stop going in a effing circle, cross watcher. Grow, baby, grow. Get in there. Get people to bump you in those bumper cars. Have some fun. Try something new. Be startled. Be afraid that somebody's going to bump you hard. So what? That's the whole point of life, is getting in there and living it. But if you're going to just go in circles or be like me, I didn't want nobody bumping me, so I was all around the edges. It was a big old square, right? All around the edges. And I'm looking at everybody getting bumped. And I'm like, you're getting bumped. But the point is, I wasn't even in it. I was around it. Probably the peeper, the one that peeps through the window, watching everybody else live life. Don't do that. Don't be the one in the circle. Look at me. Nobody's hitting me. Yeah, because you're not really in there. You're just doing your own thing. Cross watcher, stop going in circles. Get out of the freaking circles and don't be like I used to be, going around. Oh, look at me. I'm not getting bumped. Yeah, but you're not really having fun either. Because the whole point is to have fun. The whole point is to live life. The whole point is the expression of what are the bumper cars for? You're in there bumping cars, laughing because that person bumped into you, or the other person bumped into you while you were bumping into this person. And you're all in it together. You're all living that experience. But the one in the middle, just going in a circle. Look, I'm doing a donut. I'm in the circle. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you're not really there. Nobody's really touching you. Nobody's reaching out and doing anything with you, and you are not doing anything with them. You're only giving this much of yourself. You're in the experience, but you really don't want to be part of the experience. Stop going in circles. Stop it. I could use stronger curse words, but I'm not going to. Stop going in the F circle. Get out of the effing circle. Okay? They don't want you to be hibernating. They want you to express life, to be an expression of life. Okay? To be having life experiences that are happy and tender and enjoyable and joyful, so that when you have your grandchildren around you, you can say, man, I was scared to death of your grandmother or grandfather, but once I got to know them and saw they were just like me, and yeah, they made me do certain things, or I made them do certain things, experience certain things in life that were scary to them. But once we got through it, my gosh, they were my best friend. My gosh, I was so glad that I got to know them, that I let them in deeper. It's your choice. But don't blame God if you're on your deathbed later and you haven't done anything in life, or you lived life according to what your parents wanted, or your friends wanted, or your siblings wanted, and you didn't live life to the fullest because you played it safe in the freaking circle. It's a circle of life, not a circle of bumper cars. Okay, just saying. Just saying. Knight of Coins, guys. Whatever's coming, even if you do it slowly, even if you unfold yourself slowly, like let's say you're getting into a new relationship, but you just got out of a marriage, you just went through a divorce, or you just broke up with your girlfriend that you've had for, I don't know, 5 years, and you're dating again. When you really met somebody you like, then take it slow and steady. That's what the Knight of Coins is about. It's a short thing, but it's slow and steady. You're going towards that, and you just ask them for time. Ask them, just be real with people and tell them, hey, it's going to take me a minute um for me to grow with you. I want to grow with you. That's my goal, is to grow with you, cuz I really dig you. But just give me some time. I had a horrible XYZ. I don't want to relive that. I don't want to go through that sort of relationship again. I want to grow with you, but I want to grow to know you too. So give me time. I can respect that. I can respect the truth, even if it's ugly, or if it's so shocking that you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'd rather hear that than somebody have a mask on. What do you say, Libra? What do you say? You rather them have a mask on and act like they're perfect, and think that they're perfect, but they're not perfect, because you're not perfect, right? We're not perfect. Would you rather have somebody that tells you lies and walks like perfection? Or would you rather them take off the doggone mask already and live life with you and be with you and enjoy life with you and grow with you? And yeah, you know what? That thing you do, I don't like it too much. Yeah, I feel you. Okay, I'll try better. I'll try to be I'll tweak that a little bit just for you, because I like you. But you also have to tweak what you do. Maybe you fart all night in bed. I'm just saying, okay, just throwing it out there. And do you think you can lay off the gas, or whatever you're eating is just like, whoa, I love you, but not your gas? I'm just saying, keeping it real, right, guys? There's things that people don't like about each other, but those are not deal breakers. Those are let's work on them type of deals, right? Let's see if you can, mow the lawn more often. Okay, well, do you think you can keep the house clean? I'm just saying, let's just be fair, right? You pick your teeth after you eat. I don't like that. Why don't you go just use some dental floss? Would that be okay? Yeah. Can you lay off the makeup? You use a little bit too much. I'm just saying, tit for a tat, right? We wanna be able to speak our piece, live with our person that we designate as our significant other, but that doesn't mean that we think they're perfect. They're just people that are a work in progress, just like we are, right? And it's just the way we present what it is that they need to change. Maybe they don't take out the trash. Well, did you do the dishes? Did you leave them there for like a week? There's always something that can be pointed back at us. Like I said, when you're pointing the finger at somebody, there's always a finger pointing back at you. Just saying. Okay, Libra? Strength. Invisible force, it says. Strength, right? And that's mostly invisible. Faking it till you make it, like I said. And then that could be used in anything. Maybe it's the first time you give a speech or a presentation at work, right? Or even for your school, if you're getting a degree, you still have to use that invisible inner strength, that inner force, your life force, to say, you know what? I don't care. I don't know these people. And after I get my degree, or after I finish this class, I'm never going to see these people again. I don't know them from Adam. Why am I so nervous? Let's go. I got this, right? I mean, whatever it takes. It says compassion, gentle persuasion, confidence, courage, self belief. Self belief, wisdom. You got to have that in yourself. And if you have to call on the higher power to bring that down to you at that very moment, so be it. So be it. I can only imagine, and I'm using this because it's coming to mind, how many generals have had to lead their armies into war, and how many captains and how many sergeants have had to lead their soldiers into war, and they had to have that self-belief, or at least wear the armor while they were having to say, charge, let's go, we're in it, we are being activated. For those that speak lingo, military lingo, we're being activated, it's our turn. We need to go and do our best, and God before us, Godspeed. You know, you don't think those people have had to wear an invisible strength or energy of courage before they go and combat face to face these people that they have to engage with? They do. So think about, this is what I always do. Think about the hardest thing you've ever had to do and you got through it. When you have to do something that is uncomfortable or scary, or something you're doing for the first time, or stepping out in faith, right? Think about what is the hardest thing you've ever had to encounter in your life up to now. Recall that and see how you got through it, and that's going to get you through what you're going through at this time, that you feel that it's insurmountable, that it's just too hard to do. I promise you it's not. It just seems that way at the moment. Three of Coins, doing it together. So whether you're collaborating, like I said, at work, or whether it's a team energy, whatever you're doing, whether it's family, right? Whatever it is, you've got to do things together. The Three of Coins is here to push you forward and to tell you that whatever you're going to be going towards is more than worth the fight. I did say the High Priestess, remember, because the Hierophant came out before. So the High Priestess is more things that are within. You're illuminated, but these are the things that are from within, or that you do when nobody else is around. And maybe that's even giving your own self a pep talk. I'm just saying, I've had to do it. Like, yeah, you're afraid, you're nervous, especially when you're going for an interview, right? Have you had a panel of more than 3 people that you have to sit for an interview, or several interviews, because it's called a round of interviews? Yeah, that's not the most fun thing, because all eyes are on you and all questions are directed at you, and you're like the star. Why do I say that? Because it feels like a spotlight has been put on you, and you're the only one that they want to hear the answers from, and you better have some good ones, right? So again, courage, divine wisdom, that's feminine. They're asking you to tap into your feminine side. Even if you're a male, we're yin and yang, right? We are a mixture of masculine and feminine. Tapping into our masculine sometimes is having to be overly strong, overly protective, or overly logical, right? When that is needed, when it's required. But now, this week, you're being asked to use your feminine side. So be more soft, be more illuminated, okay? Use your intuition, be calm, sacred knowledge, sacred wisdom. That's what's being asked of you, okay, for this week. Be calm, use your sacred knowledge and sacred wisdom. Grasp, take a little bit from the divine feminine energy, okay? So if you are, let's say if you are a Libra or an air sign and you're watching this, then that would mean being more in your Queen of Swords energy and a little less of your King of Swords energy. Because remember, the King of Swords is off with your head. You didn't tell me the truth the first time, off with your head. The Queen of Swords is like, okay, my sword is right here, but come closer. Let me hear what you have to say. So be more calm, be more of your divine feminine self this week, Libra, okay? King of Wands, getting things done, okay? Get things going. Why? Because they're fire element, they're fire energy, and they're here to get you forward, to push you forward. And sometimes we even need that energy. If you've been a procrastinator, Libra, I'm just smiling because, yeah, in the past, not in the recent past, except for exercise, But I digress. Have I been one of those procrastinating Libras? Okay. I get home, I'm so tired. I'm sounding like excuses. So listen, Linda. I get home, I'm so tired that literally all I can do is cook for myself and go to sleep, right? Get prepared to sleep. I get up and I can't wake myself up sooner because my body's so tired from the day before that I get up and I prepare to get myself to work. So, what am I not saying that I said in the beginning? Exercise. I've been neglecting my exercise. Why? Because I do have a good excuse. I'm exhausted. But is it an excuse? Again, be careful what you talk yourself out of or into. It's not for your greater good. King of Wands, getting things done. Okay, being charismatic, uh, being a free thinker. I love that. Being creative, being passionate, being successful, being a free thinker. Today, for this week, using your feminine energy and also using the King of Wands energy to get things done for the week, that fire under you, right? Under your feet, that fire in your belly, that enlightened energy, right? The enlightened energy that the fire brings, pushing yourself forward to get things done. I'm not saying it's going to be a hard week. No, I don't think it's going to be a hard week, but there might be certain things that you have to do this week that maybe you're going to need inner courage for because you're afraid, because you've never done this before, because you don't want to look ridiculous in front of people. Everybody has had a first day. I've been working since I was 15. What was my first job? One of my first jobs was Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was a very reserved, shy child. I say child because I was 15 the first time I worked. So speaking to someone in a restaurant or speaking to other people when you're reserved, when you're shy, when you're an introvert is not something you want to do or have courage to do when you're not an extroverted person, right? So think about that. It's going to take some energy this week for you to get things done because possibly you will be learning new things or be asked to cross train or be asked to do something or maybe somebody doesn't come to work. Have you ever thought about that? Or do you have that happen? I do, that the people don't come to work. So I'm going to say something that probably half of you won't understand, and that's okay. I'll explain myself. At work, we have a crew that's called PIT, the pit crew. And no, they don't go dig pits. They're the ones that drive all the forklifts and the lifts and everything else, right? And there's times that a certain person doesn't come to work. They don't come to work and it's our shift, and that doesn't mean things don't get done. That means that I have to use a pallet jack instead of a forklift because I don't have a license to drive that and move everything myself. Okay, so something like that may happen where you are wanting to do something that needs to get done, and but maybe they ask you to step out of your element, right? Your element. Step out of your element and do something different. And that something different may not be something that you're accustomed to, and it may feel like, son of a gun, I don't know if I know what I'm doing. Ask questions. Ask questions. Or maybe you know how to start the process, but maybe midway through you're like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, or I don't know if this is the way they want it done. Ask questions. But you got this. Something inside of you is already there, or maybe it's old skills that you need to pull out and that you've not done for a long time. Maybe, I went from being in the medical field for 37 years to going into logistics. So that put me back in a warehouse. I hadn't done warehouse work since I worked for Caterpillar, building motors for the big bulldozers. So I had to pull back that energy from inside of me. And yeah, the other parts were literally, I didn't know what I was doing. It was a new job to me. And I made a lot of errors. I'm the first one to admit that. And I don't make those errors anymore. And I've learned a new trade. So don't talk yourself out of something new, Libra, because if you do, you might regret it because it could be a way of making money or getting ahead, especially, those that want to promote themselves. Okay, cross train. I don't know. Maybe it's something new to you. Maybe it's just something that's for the day. But if you don't take the chance, you won't shine. Okay. This is for what's in your heart. What is best for you, or what are your heart's desires? What are you supposed to be going towards during this week? Okay. Ooh, I don't like that, but let's hope that it has a happy ending. You got the Nine of Cups at the bottom. Let's hope that this Ten of Swords is a happy ending. Okay, let's take a look. Let us take a look. So you have the Nine of Swords, so something for sure has to end. I am sorry. I am only the messenger. Don't kill me. Don't shoot the messenger, as they say. Four of Wands. This is something really great. This is something really great. I mean, they're even telling me if they do away with a department that you work in, or that you wanted to be a part of, but something else is going to be offered to you, don't get upset. Certain things have to die away in your life, and maybe it's in your love life for some of you who are going through bumps in the road in the relationship, where the relationship is just not working out anymore, or it never got better. You thought it was going to get better. It's like, oh, we can grow together. Oh, we're going to be happy together. Oh, we're just going to have a fabulous life together. And that never happened. You waited and waited and never happened. Okay, you know, let sleeping dogs lie. Get rid of it. It's done. Stick a fork in it. It's done. Just walk away from the burning building. Don't become part of the burn of the rubble. Get out. Something good is coming to you for sure this week concerning finances. You've got the Nine of Coins there. You got the King of Cups that's accompanying that. So that's a cheerfulness. That's somebody that's open and receptive. That's somebody that's open and giving energy wise towards you. So somebody will be there to help you. You have the Three of Coins. There's further movement. There's momentum that's moving you forward, or coming to move you forward. Whether you accept it or not, like I said, whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. I can only advise. Four of Wands, it's something positive. So don't be afraid, or don't be upset if something's ending in your life. It's leading to something positive, a positive change. You have the Ace of Swords. That is the truth. The truth will set you free. It's here. Okay? And somebody will talk truths about you, or say something truthful or honest about you. Let's take a look. What is that? What is that truth? Integrity. They keep bringing up integrity again. Somebody's going to speak truths about you. What exactly are they going to say about the Libra? Please and thank you. Sorry for the banging. Somebody is here to say we're going through difficulties, and some of them are financial difficulties. So there are changes that are on the way. Changes and choices, because I tried to say two words at the same time. Changes and choices that are coming, that you must make. Gosh, suddenly I can't talk. That you must make for your greater good. It is going to bring you happiness. Look, I'm telling you, if you're in financial straits right now, or you feel like things financially are not going to change, or if you're going through financial issues, you need to let it die. You need to let something die. Let it go. Let it go. Sometimes it's even the emotion or the thoughts about that this is dying that you need to let go. Like, okay, you've thought about it in every single angle, or you've looked at every single angle and how you could change this, and there is no way to change this. Let it die. Quit mulling it over. Just let it go. Let go, let God. Because whatever's coming, somebody's talking about maybe financial changes, or something's going to happen for you, and they're going to speak the truth about you, but it's something that's going to provide you with happiness. It's going to bring the Ten of Cups. This proposal is going to be a good new beginning for you, Libra. That's wonderful. Why are they talking about the Libra's finances, please and thank you? Is it that they want to promote the Libra, or is it that they want to cause the Libra to not be in those financial difficulties anymore. We'll take you because that one just wanted to fly right out of my hand. Be happy. Think happy, be happy. Remember, that's part of our theme here on this channel. Think happy, be happy. Happiness starts with you. Sitting pretty. This is in for the long term, whether it's in a relationship or financial, or a mixture of somebody talking about their relationship to others romantically, and how it's going to cause a financial downfall or a dynamic that is within this relationship currently that is ending. It might be something about financial issues that it's going to bring. But in letting go of the financial, you gain complete happiness. Complete happiness. I'm sorry. This is not for everyone. And this is only my opinion and how I view things. I rather be not in the poverty level, of course, but struggle for a minute and be with somebody that I adore and adores the hell out of me and respects me and makes me feel good inside and out than to have all the money, all the tea in China, like they used to say, all the tea in China, but be miserably in love with money, have all the money, not worry about how I spend it or where I spend it on or where it's coming from, but I have no happiness and I'm devoid on the inside of anything positive. People don't understand. You have to be an energy worker like myself to understand that everything is energy. It's a matter of physics, my goodness. You don't even have to believe in energy workers, light workers like myself. Just look at a physics book, read it. Everything is made out of energy. Everything. This chair, this card, these glasses, this shirt, my hair, everything. Segue to the hair I want to tell you about. So, are you going to lay in bed with your money at night? Is the money going to push you in a wheelchair? I'm sorry to be morbidly clear and matter of factly about older age, because a lot of us are aging. I've never, I've never, I've seen Benjamin Button, the movie yesterday. It really didn't appeal to me. I have to be honest. He ages the opposite. He comes into the earth born old, like old man disease, or I don't know what you call it. And then he progressively gets younger. It has to be horrible. By the way, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that. So most of us are aging and we don't want to be, I keep saying it, and I've often even filmed cemeteries to show you the headstones. If you're not in one, you still have time to fix your life, to course correct, to go and have the help that you need, which there's no shame to. If you need to go see a psychiatrist or psychologist to talk things out or to get on medications so you can have a normalized life that's more steady. But one thing we don't do is age in reverse. So you're either going to age gracefully, I hope you do, I'm hoping for that, and live out your life either alone or with a companion in your life that is your true friend, your confidant, your special person that has your heart. Or you're going to age, and yes, you'll have everything that you need in old age, but you will not have love. You will never know what real love could have been like because you refused it because of fear, because I don't want to be without funds. Here's the thing about money and energy. Money comes and goes, and you could build it again. And you won't even have to do it the way you did it in the past. And the reason is because you didn't have the faculties, you didn't have the tools in the past when you were younger on how you were going to gain that money. But now you already have those tools inside of you. Like God said 2 weeks ago, do you have a trade? Use that trade to bring you money. Use that money to bring you more wealth. How do you do it? There's different plans. We'll get to that at the end of the rainbow. the end of this reading session. But do you understand? You don't age backwards. And yes, in life, there are sacrifices that need to be made short term in order to get you your long-term goals. And the long-term goal is to be happy. You have two aces. You have two aces, the 3 of coins, the 9 of coins. You have the 10 of cups. What more can God tell you than you let go of this? This is what I'm bringing you. Your choice, your sacrifice for long-term, sitting pretty long term. This potential is beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. Let's take a look to see, for those that are going through a divorce or contemplating divorce, how long would it take this person to recoup? This one says next summer, but that all fell out. How long would it take a person that's going through a divorce currently to recoup their money if they choose love over the finances and choose peace? Peace, because that other person does not allow this person to be in peace from their soul and their mind. Right. By next winter. So it wouldn't take 10, 20 years, 5 years even, to recoup the loss or recoup the finances in order to live out a happier life. It's just, man, it's just the first step, dude. Literally, is taking the first step is the scariest part. And I'm talking to those people that are contemplating divorce or going through a divorce currently. That first step is the scariest part of a divorce. Actually getting a lawyer involved, actually getting the paperwork going, actually filing. Those are the first steps. But the actual first step is letting the other person know. And I'm going to put it like this, okay? There was a time, obviously, that I was deeply in love with you, and that's why we got married. I'm not deeply in love with you anymore, and I don't believe you're deeply in love with me. Before you start interjecting, just listen, hear me out. We both know, there's no hiding it, that we haven't been happy with each other for a long, 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 long time. Something died, and that never revived. There was that spark that we thought we could revive. It never reignited anything. The only thing it would reignite was time and time again the arguments, the fighting, the mudslinging, the cheating, the going separate ways, even within the house. The I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to fight with you anymore feelings that just kept coming. It just kept getting more strained, more bitter, more sour, and no fruit could grow from it anymore. It's time for us to end this. I don't hate you. Even though I've said things, you've said things, I don't hate you. I honestly want nothing but your happiness, but I want for you to also wish me the same. Let's just part that way. You never know. Maybe we can co-parent or be friends in the long run. But for right now, we can't even talk as friends because we're cat and dog fighting all the time. It's time for this mess to end so that we both can have a better life experience and be happy, even if that means being separated and divorcing, going our separate ways and just wishing each other well. That's all that God is really expecting of anybody, is just letting people go with kindness and not hating them, even if they did things while the marriage was going on that were horrible. And I'm sure that we can do things that are horrible too towards the other people. But whatever it is, just letting it go. Choosing love, not being in love with that person, but choosing God's form of love to let people go. Okay? Because in the end, that's all we really want. We want the people to just be happy. We don't want the misery to keep going. We don't. Okay, because the misery loves company. Takes two to tangle. That means that forever I'm just going to be in this relationship and we're just going to be fighting. Maybe today's your day to fight with me and tomorrow's my day to fight. It doesn't really matter, but all we do is fight. So there's no reason to keep that going. I really doubt God is in heaven sitting on his throne going, wow, did you see that? That was a good fight. Let's watch it again tomorrow. Those two can really go at it. I love it. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think in his divine mercy, giving mercy towards the person wanting the divorce, needing the divorce, in his divine mercy, having that mercy, continue from you and being merciful enough to end this with that person so that you two can be in peace already and have some joy and age without bitter. And you've seen those people that have so many wrinkles all over their face and um they don't ever smile, they look bitter all the time, or they just age prematurely. That's why, because they're in bad relationships or they're sour, they're bitter about life. You don't want to do that, Libra. You don't want to do that. Three cards from this Moonology deck. You're very contrary today. Your energy, Libra, is very contrary, even to yourself. I will say that. So knowing that you are good enough, maybe there's people around you currently that say crazy things to you. Again, it could even be somebody that's married to you or in a long-term relationship with you. Knowing you are good enough. Maybe they don't allow you to feel good enough. Maybe they make you feel like you aren't good enough because they're always arguing with you or always saying things like you never do this or you're always like that or you're always doing this or you're always, whatever. You are good enough. You are good enough and you should strive to be happy. Like I said, we're all having human experiences, so we're not going to be happy every single moment of the day. But knowing that you should expect or anticipate to be happy at least, I don't know, 85-90% of the time that you're living life, and only have some bump in the roads the other 10%, or some sad times or angry times the rest of the 10% of the time of your life, that's normal. To every life a little rain must fall, but to have it constant, no. And right now I feel like you either don't have that inner strength, that inner knowing, that inner glow, that glow up that you need to have, that, hey, I'm a valuable asset in life. I'm valuable to myself. I'm valuable in a relationship. I'm valuable as a parent, perhaps. I'm valuable as a teammate, as a co-worker. I am valuable. You need to have that energy. And I think that I'm pushing that really hard because God wants you to understand you're his child. Of course you're worthy. Of course you have redeeming qualities within you. You've got to believe in yourself. Okay? And funny enough that the theme is green and this card is green. That love, that heart chakra opening, it's not only towards other people, it's towards yourself too, because sometimes we can be our worst enemy. Like I said, that negative talk, don't do it. Don't do it. You can't do that self-negative talk, okay? Meditate and contemplate. And when I see Pisces, sorry, Pisces, if you watch this, Pisces to me, and this is a new moon phase, is a very contrary uh astrological sign. I myself as a Libra, funny enough, my landlord's Pisces, we don't get along very well. She always thinks I'm over the top, matter of factly. I'm going to give an example. Um, if I don't do something, she gets upset within the house, right, that I rent from. If another tenant that's male does something and it's the same thing that I did, she won't even tell them what they did wrong. She will let them pass. She'll give them the pass, the get out of jail free card. And for me, I don't like that. You're this way with me, you be equal. You be the same way across the board with everybody. But she's a Pisces, so she rubs me wrong, I rub her wrong. I feel that they're slippery people and that they're wishy-washy people. And like I said, double standards. I don't like Pisces. So funny enough that this is Pisces. And I've never expressed that, especially here on YouTube. But I'm telling you, I don't like Pisces because they will give you an answer and then they'll come back and undo everything that they just shook hands and gave you their word on. I don't like them. Why am I bringing this up? Because this is saying you are good enough. And then this is the wishy-washy energy. I wish I could come into your house and be your personal assistant this week. And I could say, Libra, you got this. Libra, you're worthy. Libra, you're intelligent enough. Libra, you're beautiful enough. Libra, you're handsome enough. Libra, you can do this. You have the tools. I can't do that for you on a daily basis, but I am doing it today. If you got to replay my voice or you got to save this session and look at the time when you come back on and know that this is your pep talk for this week. Libra, you got this. You can do this. I don't know what it is that you're going to be experiencing this week because we're all different. We might all be Libra or air signs, but we all go through different things in life. Maybe I'm a parent, you're not. Maybe you're an executive, I'm not. Maybe you're a cosmetologist, like I said earlier, I'm not. um we all go through different things, but whatever it is, you're gonna feel wishy-washy about it. Like you're gonna feel like I'm not good enough or I can't do this. Hell, you can. Yes, you do. You have both the intellect and the capacity to do this and get through this. Yes, you can. So again, if you gotta hit the bell button, hit all, save this, or come back on and rewatch me. That's the only way I can be with you on a daily basis, guys, at this present time. But you got this. And I have faith in you. And so does God. It says, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. The North Node is a yes. If in case you don't know that, the North Node is a yes. So whatever it is you're trying to do, it's a yes. Okay? But you're your worst enemy this week. You have to believe in yourself. One thing I could never do, and I regret it, especially since COVID hit this last time. And for those that don't know, I've been told 3 times this last year that I had cancer in 3 different parts of my body. And I was extremely sick, and I'm still sick, but I'm doing better. I have nodes in my nodules, excuse me, that are in my throat that they think are cancerous. I don't know if they are or not. But meanwhile, COVID hit on top of that about 3 months ago or 2.5 months ago. And I totally lost my voice. That's why I wasn't coming on as well, because I don't know how to mime, little mime, Marcel. And I don't do sign language. So I could not do tarot. I say all that to say that when I was younger, I was about 15 going on 16. I was offered a contract as a lead singer, and I was fine because I was in a band. But when I was in junior college, on the other hand, I could not sing solos because I would freeze, right? I would freeze. Like I'd get severe stage fright. And I suffer from anxiety. Believe it or not, I suffer from that disorder. And I'm fine when I'm here. And I'm fine in person giving readings. But I've had to grow into that, guys. I had to grow into that. There's a will, there's a way. That's why I'm harping on the cross watcher. If you go get help, you can retrain your brain. You can stop the destructive patterns that you have towards the Libra, and you can live happily ever after, so to speak, with the Libra. But that's on you. So fast forward to now having these throat problems. I'm just so glad that I can express myself outwardly to you guys. And also, he knows that I need to keep doing this, and he knows he's not going to stop me because I will find a way to talk. But nonetheless, when there's a message here and you're really trying to help the people that watch you to grow or to progress, they're going to try to stop you any way they can. And that's where my throat comes in. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you all this right now. It says step out of your comfort zone. I try to sing now and I can't carry a note, guys. It's affected my singing voice to that degree. And I've been singing since I was probably 5 years old in church. And then after that, I've had choir from the age of 8 all the way to junior college. So you can't imagine my sadness, my sorrow that I cannot express myself like that. You know, even in the car, singing in the car, I can't do that anymore. I can't carry a note. May not be long term, but it is for now. So if you're going to be wishy-washy this week and not believe in yourself, just think about that you could have opportunities, chances be taken away because you don't step out of your comfort zone. Same in love, the same in career. If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you're not going to believe in yourself. You're not going to believe in the situation. And some of them are going to come like a miracle. Like you can't believe that this is being opened up to you. If you don't take the opportunities, you will hate yourself because in the long run, those opportunities or that gift or that ability may not be of use anymore in the long run, or that love may not be waiting for you for another 10 or 20 years like you think it's going to be sitting there waiting for you until you can get your head out of your behind, cross watcher. It won't be there for you because you can't seem to grow past the fear, or you can't get out of your comfort zone because you rather the devil you know at home than be with the Libra who you can have a good, beautiful, long lasting relationship with. So it's all up to you guys. I cannot beat a dead horse. I cannot make a horse drink. I can only pull him to the water and say, this is nurturing. This is nourishment for you. This is refreshment for you. Do it. But other than that, I cannot force anybody. You can't, no more than you could force me to step out of my comfort zone. We all have to do whatever's best for us. So the only thing I can do is advise. And plus, you have your free will. You always have, and you always will, as per God. So God doesn't want anybody to be forced to do anything. God wants them to come willingly, just like to come to Him willingly when they're ready. Okay? Cleansing the energy. This is the time that we're going to go into our last portion of today, which is our goals, working on our goals, working on that energy so that energy can grow. Because some of us want a new job. Some of us want a change of career. Some of us want to finish a degree or even start school, get the money to go to school. I heard for some of you, you want to go to med school. You want to become a doctor. Do it. The only person that can stop you is you. How far you go is you. And if people out there are thinking, for example, I'm so young, I don't know where to start. This is my, I'm just freshly out of high school and going, should I go for my degree or should I just get into the workforce? Why don't you do the workforce first if you don't know what to do? And sit and contemplate what type of work or what interests you so you can go in that direction and not waste time and not change degrees over and over and over again like I did. However, if you're already someone that's in my age range, that's a more mature person, and you say to yourself, it's too late for me to start a new trade or to go in a different direction. No, that is not correct. You're wrong. I'm sorry to say it that way, but you need to hear it. Tough love today. You're wrong. You're not too old to start something new. You're not too old, and it's not too late, like I said, unless you have one of those headstones where you're currently residing. Other than that, it's time is now. The time is now. Okay. All right, guys. Now we've come to the part to where we are at our 3-minute meditation. So I'm telling you, how we're going to do this. For those that have never been here before, we're going to have 3 different screens. It looks like a TV screen or a shut off computer screen monitor. And we're going to have 3. One to your left, one in the middle, and one to your right. All that's required of you is pick one thing, because we can only do one thing perfectly at one time. If you start mixing all of other dreams and goals that you have in there, you probably won't have this one so definitively in your mind that you can put it into um, your mind's eye and really work out the details that you want. So that's why I ask one at a time. You want to do this by yourself at another time? This is my 3-minute meditation. It's short, sweet, and to the point, and we're going to start now. All that God asks you to do is don't pick something that's so frivolous, like I have to have all the money in the world. I just have to. I have to have that 10-carat diamond engagement ring, or I'm not getting married. Okay, says you. All right, I'm going to do this with my eyes closed, guys. It's easier for me to concentrate that way. You don't have to close your eyes. I do ask that if you do want to go through this with us, or if you don't, you can watch. If you do, that you ask the person to be quiet and do it with you, or go to another room, or ask them to leave the room. And we're going to start now. Taking a deep breath. I've said a mouthful. So let's start with our screen to our left. We're going to start there. It should look black. That's normal. I want you to choose one thing out of all the goals that you probably have. And I'm sure if you're a Libra, there are many. After all, our greatest asset is our mind. So think about one thing, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on that. And we start now. What does it taste like? Add all of the ingredients into that one particular goal. What does it look like? Does it have to come from someone that you know, or a way that you know, or can God just bring it to you miraculously out of thin air? Okay, guys, start moving what you've been working on into your middle screen, which is right in front of you. Again, it's going to be black until you put your goal in there and you start working on it. Please start putting all the finishing touches on it at this time. Okay, guys. On your right is your last screen. I need you to put yourself into that screen with your finished product in your hands. Your palms are upward, facing upward, as you're holding your goal in your hands. You see someone walking towards you, and it's no one less than Archangel Michael. He's also extending his hands out towards you because he's ready to take all your finished work to God so that it can be blessed and it can come to you in perfect timing. Thank you so much for being here with me. I always appreciate the fact that you could be somewhere else and you spend that time with me. I thank you for coming in, for getting your gas for the week, for allowing me to read for you, for allowing me to see what God has in store for us for the week. If I can, I'll come in during the week. It just depends on how badly beaten my body is for the week. And I say that laughingly because it just feels like somebody ran over me because I'm exhausted. But I do it with pleasure, and you should do your work with joy. You should enjoy what you do. Nonetheless, thank you again. Hope that you will decide to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, because I'd love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And this has been Victoria Violet. Let's go. Libra, let's go. We will keep using this candle until it's gone. And by that time, I pray to have a few of you write to me and let me know how your goal is going. Did you get it already? Because some of us have been doing this for at least a month and a half now, right? Every Sunday. So tell me along the way how it's going for you, if new things are coming, and how they came to you, whether they came to you straight, straight from the blue, or if it was exactly how you planned it or envisioned it. Okay. For those that would like to write me and let me know, and unfortunately with YouTube, for whatever reason, in their infinite wisdom, they have not allowed for us to keep all these beautiful people that are writing to me, to keep all of general reading, yes, and then yes, um to get your gas and to get your maybe your questions answered, or maybe even an epiphany of you didn't look at things that way at the beginning, right? Whatever it is that you come here to get uh in the positives from this channel, I pray that you get it on a weekly basis. I hope and pray nothing but blessings for you, that you will be profound, not only to others, going deeper in relationships, right? But also within yourself. Believe in yourself, Libra. I was a very shy, introverted person, and I have not always been this way, to be able to speak my truths or speak my mind, even when I felt I was right. We all are at different levels of growth, stages of growth. Some of us are just barely getting out of the crawling stage, and some of us are already running and doing cross country runs, right? Where you have that endurance. Don't knock yourself, whatever stage in life you are. You have to start from somewhere. And sometimes that is starting from scratch, from square one. Don't be ashamed at what level you're at, or what level you're in, or capable of at this present time. The whole point is the time is now. The time to start is now. Believe in yourself. I believe in you, Libra, and I love you. Thank you again, and see you next time. Bye. Have a wonderful